The veteran Su Wen encounters a petty thief on his way to deliver goods, and the ending is hilarious. On a long business trip to Fujian, Su Wen was preparing to head back when he was approached by a thief.
Excuse me, buddy. When you were talking with others just now, I noticed your accent, and it seems we're from the same hometown. I'm from Jianping County, Fujian Province, doing a little business here.
And we're both from neighboring counties. I guess we can consider ourselves fellow villagers.
A novice swindler who recently entered the world of scams, Zhang San had set his sights on Su Wen's money and was plotting his scheme. Now, it seemed he had a plan.
Excuse me, buddy. Are you heading back to our hometown? I happen to be going back too. Can we travel together and look out for each other on the way?
Sure. If you're taking my carriage, we're fellow villagers. I won't charge you, but you'll have to feed the horses for me on the journey.
Zhang San happily agreed to travel together, and the two began their journey. That first night, at an inn, Zhang San willingly took out 20 taels of silver, roughly equivalent to today's 530, and some other belongings, pretending to trust Su Wen.
Buddy, these are the savings I've accumulated over the years. It's not very convenient for me to carry them around. Can I put them in your suitcase? It would be safer that way.
Well, okay. Since you trust me this much, go ahead and pack them yourself. I'll temporarily keep them for you.
From then on, they shared accommodations, with Zhang San acting like Su Wen's diligent assistant.
Buddy, the horse has been fed, and I've prepared some foot washing water for you. Buddy, the meal is ready. Hurry up and eat while it's hot. Buddy, everything is loaded onto the car. We can set off now.
That night, as sleep time approached, Zhang San put his plan into action. Feigning illness, he kept making trips in and out of the room.
This guy's been overly attentive all the way. Constant flattery without cause is either deceit or theft. Tonight's behavior is so unusual. It seems mischief is afoot.
When he went out again, Su Wen quickly switched their money with a bundle of stones wrapped in cloth, then pretended to be asleep. After another trip outside, Su Wen discovered the box containing the fake money was gone. Su Wen secretly rejoiced.
These little mice actually want to act recklessly in front of an old fox like me.
The next morning, Su Wen shouted dramatically, accusing the innkeeper of working with a thief to steal the money. Confused, the furious innkeeper argued with Su Wen. Su Wen intentionally stirred up chaos and anger, eventually beating up the innkeeper before leaving, saying,
I'll go to the county office to file a complaint. If we catch that thief, I'll need you to testify. Otherwise, I'll have to ask you for compensation.
Having said that, Su Wen chose a new path and merrily set off for home. Thinking he had successfully pulled off the scam, Zhang San rushed ahead, paying no attention to the road. Around noon, when he finally opened the box, he found only a package of stones. His own silver and the money he coveted from Su Wen were nowhere to be found, leaving him completely devastated. Rushing back to the inn in desperation, Zhang San was met with another beating from the furious innkeeper, who had spent the day in frustration. The beating continued until Zhang San confessed the truth and begged for mercy. Only with the intervention of an elderly monk staying at the inn did the fight finally stop.
Young man, remember, evil begets evil. This is called reaping what you sow. Harming others is ultimately harming oneself. It's better to turn over a new leaf sooner rather than later.
At this point, Zhang San was already a day's journey away from Su Wen, and with no knowledge of his specific route, catching up was impossible. All he could do was regret his actions. Reflecting on the fact that he willingly spent over 20 taels of silver, served others for days, and ended up receiving a beating, he could only blame himself. The next day, as the elderly monk was leaving, he gave the pitiful Zhang San some travel money and left with a hearty laugh. The moral of the story is that crime doesn't pay. Zhang San's greed and ambition led him to a life of suffering. He lost his money, his dignity, and his freedom. Su Wen, on the other hand, was able to outsmart the con artist and keep his money safe. He is a cautionary tale for anyone who is considering a life of crime.